Inside the ruthless grind of Chris Eubank Jr.'s camp, blood, sweat, and zero mercy. As the Ben clash looms, Eubank's war prep raises eyebrows and breaks limits. According to his trainer, Jonathan Banks, the real threat is being overlooked. Eubank's power is massively underrated, and when he locks into position, his punches hit with devastating force. He calls Eubank a phenomenal fighter, far more dangerous than the critics believe.
As far as Chris's power, it's very underestimated, because once he switches his position and do the things I ask him to do, he increases his power. And I think he's a phenomenal guy to work with, because he's more powerful than what people think he is.
Eubank Jr. doesn't just survive the weight cut, he brings fire to it and gets the job done, no matter the cost.
The most severe part of the weight cut comes within the week of the fight. So right now I'm not killing myself to make weight. When weight has to be made, yeah. You got that last pound and a half to go and you're dying of thirst and depletion and hunger. Yeah, you think, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be here. This is horrible. But no, that doesn't mean I'm going to quit. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. We are soldiers. We are warriors. We sign up for going through hell.
This isn't just training, it's war. He says the real suffering kicks in during fight week, the most severe part of the cut, but even then, he doesn't fold. Eubank walks through the fire, because that's what real fighters do. Pain is part of the process, and quitting was never on the table. Meanwhile, Jonathan Banks breaks down the mindset and fire it takes to build a world champion, and he's got Eubank locked in for glory.
When you have a I want to win mentality, that's really all I need. Because the person that wants to win is willing to do anything legally to make sure that happens. And that's all I need. If I know you're willing to do anything to win, then let's go. Let's go. Let's work our butts off so we can go win. I'm from a long tradition of world champions. And when I speak about boxing, I speak on world championship level. That's what I was taught by the late great Emmanuel Stewart. So the gym's supposed to be hot. Because a chef once said, I cannot cook with cold grease. So if you're gonna be done, meaning you're gonna be completely in shape, that's how you know you're finished. The camp is done when you're in shape. So if you're a chef, how you know your food is done if the grease stay cold? It's never gonna heat up. You're never gonna start cooking. You can't create the best meal unless you have some heat. I don't care what meal it is. Without heat, you can't have a good meal.
For Banks, it's simple. If a fighter's willing to do anything to win, the job gets done. That's the mentality he sees in Eubank. Trained in the tradition of world champions, Banks says greatness comes through heat, pressure, and pure obsession. And Eubank is cooking with fire. This camp isn't just about a fight. It's about forging a future champion. Jonathan Banks didn't stop there, and further claimed that Chris Eubank Jr. would knock out Conor Benn, and he had the strategy to make it happen.
When I teach boxing, I'm talking to the person inside. You don't see IQ. You have to hear the IQ. You don't see it. You have to hear it. So once you know a person has a good IQ, and then you can start to see it work. Once you talk to the IQ, and you can start seeing it work. So that's the main purpose. So when I talk to him, he's a smart guy. And he knows what to do, how to do it. And as long as he uses his IQ, I think he's gonna not only be successful, I think he can get a knockout.
Banks says Eubank's intelligence and fight IQ are the key to this knockout. Once he taps into that inner genius, it's game over. With the right mindset and the perfect execution, Ben won't see it coming, and Eubank will make it a night to remember. Even Chris Eubank Jr. himself claims it's personal now, and he's ready to knock out Conor Benn.
I can't, every fight that I've taken, originated from my father being a fighter. doesn't matter who I fight. Me being a boxer is all of my father's influence. I wouldn't be here as a fighter if it wasn't for him. This fight in particular, the first time around it was kind of just, all right, your dad fought my dad. People want to see us fight, all right, let's do it. Now it's a whole different animal. Now me and Conor have our own story, our own history, our own rivalry that's real. It's actually not so much about our fathers anymore. So yeah, I have to go and take this kid out.
What started as a battle between legacies has turned into a real rivalry. Eubank says this fight is no longer about their fathers. It's about settling it in the ring. He's determined to take Ben out once and for all and prove that he's the one who reigns supreme. Chris Eubank Jr. reveals the cold, ruthless mindset that will make this fight no different. And Conor Benn's in for a brutal awakening.
I don't think it'll be any different to any other fight I've had. You know, when the bell goes, my heartbeat is controlled. I'm calm. I'm focused. I'm prepared to get hurt. I'm prepared to hurt somebody. There's very little emotion, really, regardless of what's happened before the fight. Once that bell goes, emotion for me kind of fades away, and it's all about the sport. I'm at peak.
When the bell rings, Eubank is calm, focused, and ready for war. Emotion doesn't cloud his vision. It's all about the sport. He's prepared to take the pain and dish it out, and he's at peace with the chaos that's about to unfold. Chris Eubank Jr. talks about the pressure of living up to his father's legendary battles, but he's focused on making his own mark.
I mean, you know, to live up to such legendary performances in what my father and Nigel Benn had, if you think about that too much, it's not going to benefit you in any way. You need to just focus on what you're doing, getting in the best shape you can be in, mentally and physically, and doing what needs to be done, you know. If that's, you know, if that can compete with what came before, then amazing. If it doesn't, then hey, listen, we tried our best.
Eubank knows the weight of history, but he's not letting it distract him. It's all about being in the best shape, mentally and physically, and doing what's necessary to win. If he surpasses what came before, great. If not, he'll still leave it all in the ring and prove he's a force to be reckoned with. On the other side, Conor Benn promises to bring everything he's got in this fight. No gimmicks, just pure power and determination.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I prepare hard. There ain't no tactics or antics I got to hide. I'm going to come in there and give it to him. That's it, really. I mean, you know what you all know what you're getting. You know, it's one of them fights that never seemed to go away. I couldn't not give the British public this fight. You know, and that's strongly how I felt about it. And it was a fight that just had to happen. It was just lingering around. You know, once I put this to bed, then, you know, I'll drop back down to 147 and do what I've got to do. I'm only up here for these two fights, and then I'm dropping back down.
Ben makes it clear, no tricks, no games. He's coming to deliver, and he's been working hard to make sure of it. This fight isn't just about settling a score. It's about giving the fans what they've been waiting for. And once it's over, he's dropping back down to 147 to continue his journey. Conor Benn also reveals his mindset that he's coming for the win, and he's ready to take on Eubank at any weight.
Yeah. I put on bowl. I am a 147. All my best performances come 147. I feel strong at 147, but I feel strong enough for 160 to do a number on this man and then drop back down. I want that WBC world title. I fear losing. It's the way I work. Some people go, oh, they love to win. That's why I train hard. I fear losing, especially to this man. You know, so for me, it's just a matter of, yeah, of course you have your doubts, you have your fears, you have your worries, but ultimately, I've had that throughout my whole career. It's natural, part of the process. Am I extremely confident? I'm very confident as ever. you know, because I put the work in.
Ben knows his strength lies at 147, but he's confident he can do damage at 162. His fear of losing drives his hunger, and he's more determined than ever to get that WBC world title. With confidence and hard work fueling him, he's ready to put everything on the line and take Eubank down. Conor Benn didn't stop there. He further claimed that he has one mission: to put the Ben name back on top and prove he's undefeated for a reason.
You know, I just want to put the Ben name back where it belongs. You know, for me, I haven't lost. I've not tasted defeat. I've not lost to no man, you know, in 24 fights. So I don't plan on losing now. It's a must win. It's a must win, and I take that pressure on myself. And trust me, I feel the pressure. I feel the pressure to uphold the family name.
Ben family.
Listen, my family's proud of me regardless, you know, so it ain't a matter of pride or from my family sense. They're proud of me regardless. But internally, it's a fight. It's a fight I'd love to win, obviously. It's the most important fight to me. I'd rather win this fight than win a world title.
Ben's never tasted defeat in 24 fights, and he's not about to start now. This fight isn't just another match. It's personal, and it's a must-win. While his family's pride is locked in, Ben's own hunger to win this fight means more than any world title. He's coming for everything. Conor Benn is ready to take on the challenge, no matter the risk or the size of his opponent. To him, a fight is just a fight.
Every fight is a risk, and all fighters know what they sign up for. You know, it's maybe come a little bit sooner than I would have liked. The fight's a fight. I don't look at you and go, cool, he's a big lump, can't fight him. A fight's a fight.
His last fight was at 154 pounds. This fight is at 160 pounds. It's 6 pounds difference, it's not massive. He hasn't fought at welterweight for 3 years. He is a middleweight, and we will be the same weight on the night. It will be a fair fight, and I will win.
Ben knows every fight is a gamble, and this one is no different. He's not worried about the size or the stakes. He's ready to step in and do what needs to be done. Eubank, however, points out the weight difference. Ben hasn't fought at welterweight in years, and this fight at 160 pounds will be fair. He's confident that no matter what, he'll come out on top. Conor Benn's drive is clear. He's not about to let the Eubank legacy defeat him.
Is this Eli's dad? Is this Nigel Benn's son? I wouldn't let it beat me.
For him, this fight is personal, and at any cost, he's determined to come out on top. Meanwhile, Chris Eubank Jr. also made it clear that he knows the weight of this fight. It's not just personal, it's legendary.
There is a massive history behind the Eubank name and the Ben name. It started with my father 35 years ago beating his father in front of an entire nation, and it's now morphed into something of our own. It's a fight that the fans have been asking to see for a long time now, and the beef and the story and the history me and Conor have personally is real. And people are invested. I'm invested. It's never happened in the history of boxing where two world champions have had such huge fights and their sons have grown up and are now legitimate fighters themselves, and they come and fight. This has never happened before, and it will never happen again. And that's what excites me about this fight.
Your father is vehemently against this fight. He's made that publicly clear. He feels the difference in weight brings danger to this fight.
For Eubank, this isn't just another fight. It's a battle that started 35 years ago between his father and Conor Benn's father. The history, the rivalry, the passion, it's all come full circle with him and Ben, creating something truly unique. No other fighters have lived through such a legacy, and now the sons of two boxing legends will finally face off, and Eubank is ready to write the next chapter. Conor Benn doesn't hold back. Respect is out the window. He's not here to shake hands until he's knocked Eubank out and settles the score.
Finally, if you do lose, what next?
That is not a question I'm willing to answer.
Yeah, it definitely won't be a cuddle of respect. That's for sure. As for how much I respect him, ain't a lot. As for sportsmanship, there is that. But once I knock him out, after the second fight, I'll shake his hand.
For the second fight?
Yeah, I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that now. No chance. I'll knock him out and I see you at the next one, mate.
Chris Eubank Jr. isn't even entertaining the thought of losing. It's not a question he's willing to answer. For him, failure isn't an option, and the only thing on his mind is victory. With both fighters locked in, this is shaping up to be one of the most intense and personal showdowns in boxing history. Even Chris Eubank Jr. has made it abundantly clear. Conor Benn's alleged doping scandal has erased any respect he might have had for him.
I've said it so many times, I respect everyone who gets into a ring. And I do to a certain extent, but if you've been caught cheating, that respect, it evaporates, it goes away, because you are not real. You cut corners to get where you are, where others didn't. You know, I've shaken the hand of pretty much every single fighter I ever fought. I won't shake Conor Benn's hand because he cheated. I've never been in such a personal mind space. It's such a personal fight before. So it's either going to affect me negatively or positively. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Eubank Jr. emphasizes that respect in boxing is reserved for those who compete fairly. He believes that Benn's failed drug tests and subsequent explanations have tainted his integrity, leading Eubank Jr. to refuse a handshake and label him a cheat. This sentiment underscores the deep animosity between the two fighters as they approach their highly anticipated bout. The rivalry between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn is more than just a fight. It's personal, with both fighters determined to prove their superiority. The legacy of their fathers looms large, but now it's their own story that's being written in the ring. With each fighter bringing their own intensity and focus, this clash promises to be a defining moment in boxing history. What do you think? Now, will Eubank's relentless drive and legacy be enough to stop Benn, or will Conor prove that he's ready to take his place as a true champion? Can Benn bounce back from his past controversies to claim victory, or will Eubank's unshakable confidence reign supreme? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.